Welcome back to Generative AI 101, the podcast where we turn the labyrinth of zeros and ones into a stroll in the park. If that park had Wi-Fi and a penchant for existential questions. I'm Emily Laird, your guide through this digital safari. Today, we're not just flipping through stock photos, we're diving into the world of how businesses are using generative AI images. So fasten your seatbelts or don't, I'm not your mother, but prepare to have your mind expanded like a compressed JPEG in a 4K world. Welcome to Generative AI 101. All right, let's get into it. So I've spent this summer elbow deep in conference lanyards and questionable coffee, navigating the trenches, where real companies are not just flirting with AI, they're actually putting a ring on it. Let's kick things off with Wayfair. Yes, the place you bought that questionable beanbag from. They've introduced Decorify, a tool that uses stable diffusion to let you reimagine your living space. Upload a photo of your sad living room, and voila. It's transformed into a mid-century modern or glam space because who doesn't want a living room that screams Gatsby threw up here? But it's not just about making your home look like a set of madmen. Wayfair is also boosting employee productivity with generative AI. Fiona Tan, their CEO, has said that while generative AI is their new shiny toy, sometimes the old school machine learning models are like that reliable friend who always shows up cheaper and better at certain tasks, kind of like choosing between a Tesla and a trashy old bicycle when the streets are jammed. Now let's switch gears to Bentley Systems, not the car, but they're equally revved up about AI. They're using generative AI to craft infrastructure designs with a side of climate resiliency. So their CTO is in the space recently asking bigger questions. So what happens to our highways and bridges when the planet turns up the heat by 2 degrees? Spoiler alert, it's not great. They're devoting AI tools that can help engineers spend less time drafting and more time, preventing the next infrastructure apocalypse. Speaking of creativity, Adobe, which, let's be real, Adobe jumped into the fray with Firefly, integrating generative AI into the Creative Cloud suite. Imagine Photoshop on caffeine. Now you can generate these images and enhance them without leaving the comfort of your canvas. So it's like having a creative genie that doesn't limit you to 3 wishes. I should also mention the implementation of Gen AI into spaces like Photoshop, where let's say you took a classy photo, but you're holding a can of beer. You can simply scroll over the image, click the Gen AI tool, type in that you'd rather be holding a professional-looking pen, and it'll switch it. Voila. No one knows that outside of work, you like to have fun. So let's not forget the advertising world. Heinz used generative AI to create an image of a ketchup bottle to prove that when AI thinks ketchup, it thinks Heinz. Okay, clever, or perhaps just a testament to how much ketchup imagery we've fed the poor algorithms. Nestle took a classic Vermeer painting and gave it an AI twist to sell yogurt because nothing sells dairy like 17th century Dutch art reimagined by a machine. Stitch Fix is taking personalized fashion to the next level, so they're actually using DALL-E to create visualizations of clothing based on customer preferences. Color, fabric, style, it's like having a personal tailor who doesn't gossip about your measurements, okay? Mattel is also in the game here, so they're using Gen AI for toy design and marketing. So imagine Barbie dreamed up by AI, although let's hope it doesn't develop a sentient desire for world domination. We've seen that movie and it doesn't end well. But wait, there's more. So Google introduced virtual try-on features that uses generative AI to show clothes on a diverse range of real models from extra, extra small to 4XL. Representing different skin tones and ethnicities. It's inclusivity meets innovation. Now you can see how that jacket would look on someone who actually resembles you rather than a mannequin with impossible proportions. I've actually gotten the chance to play with a few tools that are virtual try-on tools in different spaces and places and from different companies. And I have to say, I truly believe this is the future of online shopping. No more will you guess. Your measurements will just be uploaded and you will get to see how a shirt or whatever will actually look on you. It's a game changer. So now let's talk about one of my personal favorites, a company called Someone Somewhere. So it's a gem I stumbled upon amidst the sea of name tags and free pens at conferences. So this Mexico-based company is doing something truly special. They're using Stable Diffusion to show other brands what it would look like if their network of Aboriginal artists collaborated with them. They're not just slapping AI on a problem, they're blending technology with tradition to lift people out of poverty. Working with over 300 artisans across Mexico's poorest states, they're applying traditional handcrafts to clothing and accessories. It's like merging ancient craftsmanship with the future. And honestly, it's a kind of innovation that gives me hope between all the doom scrolling, right? That's associated with this. One of the coolest collaborations they've done recently is they made this really incredible jersey and tagged Adidas, and Adidas invested in it. It's really incredible what they're doing with a model that's trained on this Aboriginal art, and then it's stable diffusion, and then all the things that they're producing and creating and the partnerships that they're building. They're one to watch. I've been very impressed. All right, what's the key takeaway here? Well, generative AI images are not just about creating funky art to share on social media, even though you could do that. Businesses are actually leveraging these technologies to boost productivity, enhance creativity, and even tackle global challenges like climate change and poverty. It's a tool, a very powerful one, that's reshaping industries faster than you can say algorithm. And we didn't get even into the web design or UX space, where I've seen many use cases where people are using these in their workflow to extend productivity at limits I've not yet seen. We're just primarily talking about Gen AI image generation. I'll do a series on how people are just using Gen AI in workspaces because it's truly incredible. And I think lately we've seen a lot of, articles online and social media posts get traction when they try to devalue artificial intelligence and generative artificial intelligence, maybe more Gen AI. But I think I can start to paint a picture and show you some of the incredible use cases. I, for one, many of you know I work in many industries with AI and generative AI implementation. I've seen the use cases. I've seen the incredible productivity. I've seen the automation of archaic work procedures. I've seen it. So I can tell you about it. And I've been in the trenches, really fueled by this bad coffee, good conversation, watching as companies big and small roll up their sleeves and get into this AI integration space. It's messy, it's exciting, and it's redefining what's possible. So that's all for today's journey into this ever-evolving landscape of generative AI images in business. If your mind isn't blown, you might want to check your pulse. As always, if you've got questions, thoughts, or just want to share a meme or two, I don't know. Find me on LinkedIn. Just search for Emily Laird, Laird. Let's keep the conversation going. So until next time, stay curious, stay adventurous, and remember, you now know more about businesses using generative AI images than you did before you hit play.